Why is it called a cold shoulder? The phrase cold shoulder means to deliberately ignore or show indifference to someone. This idiom has an interesting origin and history, which we'll explore in detail. Historical background and origin of the term. Literal origin. The term cold shoulder is believed to have originated from a practice in medieval England. When a guest was no longer welcome, the host would serve them a cold shoulder of mutton, or another meat, instead of a hot meal, signaling that their presence was no longer desired. Literary evidence. The earliest recorded use of the phrase cold shoulder in a figurative sense appears to date back to the early 19th century. Sir Walter Scott, a Scottish novelist, used the expression in his 1816 novel The Antiquary. Ye may lay your account with the cold shoulder. This use helped popularize the term in its idiomatic form. Evolution of usage. Over time, the phrase evolved to describe the act of showing indifference or deliberate neglect. It moved away from its literal culinary origins and became a metaphorical expression widely used in English-speaking cultures. Characteristics of giving the cold shoulder. Deliberate ignorance. When someone gives the cold shoulder, they consciously choose to ignore or avoid another person. This can manifest in various ways, such as not responding to greetings, avoiding eye contact, or failing to acknowledge someone's presence. Indifference. The cold shoulder is characterized by a lack of warmth or friendliness. The person giving the cold shoulder acts indifferent and unresponsive, signaling that they do not care about the other person's feelings or presence. Social exclusion. Giving someone the cold shoulder often results in social exclusion. The ignored person may feel isolated or unwelcome, which is the intended effect of the behavior. Psychological and social implications. Intent and impact. The act of giving the cold shoulder is usually intentional and aimed at conveying displeasure, disapproval, or a desire to distance oneself from another person. It can be a passive-aggressive way of handling conflict or expressing dissatisfaction. Emotional effects. Being on the receiving end of the cold shoulder can be emotionally painful. It can lead to feelings of rejection, loneliness, and decreased self-esteem. The lack of acknowledgement can be more hurtful than outright confrontation because it undermines the individual's sense of social belonging. Conflict and resolution. The cold shoulder can escalate conflicts if the underlying issues are not addressed. It often leaves the ignored person confused and hurt, which can create further misunderstandings and tensions in relationships. Addressing the root cause of the behavior through open communication is crucial for resolving such conflicts. Cultural context and usage. Common expression. The phrase cold shoulder is widely recognized and used in English-speaking cultures. It is a common idiom in both casual and formal contexts, often used to describe social dynamics and interpersonal relationships. Literary and media references. The cold shoulder has been referenced in literature, movies, and television shows, often to illustrate characters' interactions and social behaviors. It is a familiar concept that resonates with audiences because of its universal applicability. Modern context. In today's digital age, the cold shoulder can be given through various means, such as ignoring messages, emails, or social media interactions. The essence of the behavior remains the same, but the methods of delivering it have expanded with technological advancements. Examples and scenarios. Personal relationships. In personal relationships, one partner might give the other the cold shoulder after an argument, signaling unresolved feelings and a need for space. This can lead to further conflict if not addressed constructively. Workplace dynamics. In a professional setting, an employee might experience the cold shoulder from colleagues or supervisors, often as a result of office politics, misunderstandings, or perceived slights. This can create a hostile work environment and affect productivity. Social interactions. In social groups, someone might be given the cold shoulder due to differences in opinion, behavior, or misunderstandings. This can result in the individual feeling ostracized and unwelcome in the group. In summary, the phrase cold shoulder originated from a medieval practice of serving a cold meal to an unwelcome guest. which evolved into a metaphor for deliberate indifference or neglect. Giving someone the cold shoulder involves intentional ignorance, indifference, and social exclusion, often leading to emotional pain and conflict. The idiom is widely used in various cultural contexts to describe interpersonal dynamics and is understood as a subtle yet impactful form of social rejection.